Bruce Howard, along with the head football coach at the University of Tulsa, joining us here. And, Coach, thank you so much, Philip Montgomery, for coming into the eye of the hurricane. And I guess the first question is, how are you holding up in this situation, and how's your family holding up?
Yeah, family's doing good, and obviously it's a unique situation that none of us have ever gone through anything like this. I think our players are doing a great job of trying to maintain some type of normalcy through this. Obviously, with everything moving online, there's a lot of adjustments that had to make pretty quick, but you got to take your hat off to our administration and our faculty and our students. As quickly as this happened, they made some great adjustments. We've kind of gone through the process together. We're continuing to learn every day, but the safety of our faculty and students was the most important thing, and we're all supporting that and working behind it.
So, Coach, how have you handled that situation with your coaching staff and your team? How's that gone?
Yeah, we're all obviously working remotely, either from home or from wherever we are, finding new and unique ways of being able to handle this, to stay connected, to stay informed. I've learned more on the computer in the last 3 weeks than I have in a long time. Just some new facets that we had to install to make sure that we could stay connected to our players and we as a staff could stay connected. And, our most important concern right now is their safety and them staying on top of what they got to do in the classroom. And that transition has been pretty good, but we're still fighting battles and jumping hurdles every day.
Well, Coach, you coaches are creatures of habit, creatures of knowledge. You know exactly what you want to do when you make a play call. You know what you want to do when you approach an opponent. You know what direction you want to go with your program. And yet the most frequent answer you're probably putting out there now is, I don't know. How frustrating is that?
Yeah, the uncertainty is tough for sure. I mean, for us, you're in a position where guys are looking to you for answers, and you want to be able to give them those answers and give them quality answers that they can kind of bank on. And right now, the uncertainty of it all makes it difficult. And so more times than not, you're saying, hey, this is what I know up to this point. This is what we think is going to happen. But we do have to stay open and ready for change. Change is going to be part of it. New things are going to pop up, and we have to be able to adjust and adapt to what those changes are going to be.
What did you tell your players, Coach, when it was time to transition into online courses?
Yeah, obviously it was going to be a new transition for us. More importantly, we wanted to make sure everybody had the technology, were in a place that had the technology where they could still be successful. I think our university, Oasis and Christina, they've done a nice job of guys that didn't have laptops, that didn't have that tech capability of being able to issue some of those things out and loan them. Obviously, there was probably a little bit more need than we had, and we've had to continue to go out, raise some funds, and try to manufacture some laptops and things for guys to be able to use to facilitate this online learning. We're still working through that process. Most of our guys, I think, are at a better capability now than they were. But, even if you're like me, growing up in a little bitty small town, the Wi-Fi accessibility out there is not always great. So you've got to be able to make some adjustments and do what you've got to do. And we want to make sure that we were giving them all the tools to be successful, knowing that it's going to be different and unique. Yet, as things happen, let's talk about it. Let's communicate about it. Let's figure out ways we can make it better. And that's what week one was really about. And I think our guys are really handling it much better as we've kind of maneuvered our way through week one and about halfway through week two of it.
Coach, you touched on this a little bit, but how have you leaned on the academic office and the compliance office to kind of get through this, or at least get jump started here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're always working hand in hand with all of the different departments across campus, but when you're talking about this aspect of it, Christina and her staff have done a tremendous job. We always work hand in hand with them. I think even more now, we are probably being able to help them even more than we ever have, because there's so many student athletes out there right now that they're trying to help, and we as coaches, we've got to do our part, and we're going to be able to still get a hold of those guys and try to give them support and try to provide them some structure so that they know what they need to do each and every day as we move through it, and be on the same page with them as we're working through it.
Coach, assuming that there's going to be this long period or a period of time with no direct contact with the guys, and that includes your strength and conditioning staff, how is this similar maybe to the old days, 20 or 30 years ago, when guys went home, they got jobs in the summer, they tried to stay in shape, and then as a coach, you kind of got what you got on August 1st when they came back? How is it similar?
Yeah, I think there is some similarities to that. I think the only other side of that is back, and you say old days, so really you're talking about me, because that was but we still had access to gyms. You know, you could still go up to your high school, you could still go to a gym in town, you still had the availability of going to a facility to work out. The difference now is those guys, even if they wanted to, they couldn't. They don't have that luxury. And so that's where the difference comes in. But, yes, I think when they get back, you're going to have to spend a whole lot more time just making sure that you're getting them in the right shape and they are ready to play, because you don't want to risk making that thing go so fast that you're risking injury more often because of it.
Can you help out those guys since you went through it in the summer? You used to do your own workouts?
we're giving them helpful hints. I'm guarantee you that we're doing that. And so you do have to find some unique ways. We've got to continue to keep developing those. And then guys have to do a good job of just communicating what they have that we can use to help them facilitate their workouts and things like that. They get a new workout sheet every week. And as things change and adjust, we'll be able to change and adjust with them.
But there could be some very unique workout regimens depending on, what sort of resources each kid has, right?
No doubt. I mean, some guy may have access to some version of weights or a lot of weights, depending upon what they have. And then there's other guys that have no access to any of that. And so they've got a road of some sort, whether it's paved or, dirt or gravel or whatever it might be. They've got some type of road in front of them that they can go out and run and work on. From a weight standpoint, you got to be creative. I mean, if you live in the country and you can go lift hay bales, you got to do that. If you got a 5-gallon bucket or you got a duffel bag around that you can fill with rocks or sand or, some type of water, liquid, if you just got a big dog or you've got a little brother or a little sister, then, you pick them up, add weight, and here you go, and you start lifting those. So you just got to find unique ways and be open to just understanding it's different. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It's just different.
Coach, before we end this segment, what has opened your eyes about this situation? What, if anything, has opened your eyes? And I'm speaking, I think, in respect to families and time with families. It's been, if there is a positive aspect, hasn't it?
Yeah, I really do believe that is the case. I mean, you take myself, we work long hours. We've sacrificed some times with our families because of that, getting a chance to really spend this quality time with them. I know it's tough with everything that's going on in our country and in our city and our community. And we're trying to do everything we can to help support that. But as far as that unique time of being able to stay at home, be together, continue to grow as a family, that's been fun to see. And I don't think it's just my family in particular. I think it's families across the city and our community and hopefully across our country that I've seen more people, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just playing family games, having family dinner, out walking the dog together, riding bikes together, working out together, just spending time and having fun and getting back to what's the most important thing, and that's always been family.